initially, how many of you all have had an event coming up, a trip? We'll just go with a trip or a vacation where the planning's in process, a lot of unknowns can happen, but the excitement, the spinning, the plans being made, what you're going to do, even if it's things you haven't done before, there's a level of ignorance with that, and it's a blissful time because you're really excited. Some great things are going to happen. You're getting away from just life in general, getting away from job, getting away from the routine. So thinking about those experiences that you may have had, several weeks ago, or a couple, actually now I'm back, so several weeks ago, I just returned from Italy. So back in March, my very good friend Angie said to me, girl, let's go to Italy. And I've never been to Europe, so this was a very big deal for me. And I said, okay. And she's like, yeah, I've been. My husband and I, we went 2 years ago. Girl, I'll plan it all out. I said, please plan it out. I want any part of itineraries or figuring things out because I don't know what I'm doing and I'm not a planner anyway. So you just set this up and I'll go. And we'll make it happen. I'm so excited. So it's a bucket list. Took 2 weeks off of work. Give you a little bit of history. Angie and I have been friends for 20 years. She's in education. She's a little more conservative than I am in regards to just having really good boundaries and planning and organizing. So it would seem. We planned a trip 13 years ago and went to Atlantic City. I'm not a gambler. I don't really care to go. Her husband at the time wanted to go. My boyfriend wanted to go. So I said, okay, let's go. She goes, girl, let's just go. Let's not book a room. Let's just go up there and we'll just go with the flow and see where we end up. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't like to plan, so let's go. So we get in my Dodge Intrepid because, you know, cars, how we travel can be important. So we get in the Dodge Intrepid and we get to Atlantic City. Well, there happens to be a poker conference. It's Valentine's weekend, and approaching Atlantic City, I've never been. It's a street over, it's very two different worlds. So there's the street, you know, the casinos and the pseudo lights that you expect to see. And then getting there, it's like, this is a little questionable. We don't have anywhere to stay. So we go to like 5 different hotels. Do you have a room? No, we're booked for the weekend. What are we going to do? So we go to the seedy, I think it's the Flamingo, we're dating back now. So we show up this hotel. We go and we ask, do you have a room? Yeah, but it'll be ready in like 10 hours. What are we going to do for 10 hours? At this point, I'm exhausted. I'd be happy to drink my face off and gamble, but I don't gamble. I was really happy to drink at that point. But we're so tired. So we get back in the car, they go gamble, we're sitting there. We end up sleeping for 8 hours in a car in a parking garage. So with that history, Angie's planning really fixed us pretty well. Speeding up 13 years. Yes, let's go to Italy. I cannot wait. So all the preparations are made. I don't really know the lay of the land, and I don't really want to learn about it. I just want to kind of show up and go. We fly into Rome. We take the train to Naples, stay there 2 days, rent a car. We rent a car and drive from Naples to Positano, then drive back from Positano to Naples, take the train to Rome. Sounds exciting. And it was an amazing vacation. Keeping in mind the car we're going to rent is a stick shift. She doesn't know how to drive stick. I do, but that was back when I was 17 and I had a Datsun 310 GX that I was well groomed and it backfired. It was kind of cool. And my license plate was ADI-T2D, attitude. So my driving skills that I acquired at the age of 17 or 18 served me very well, speeding up now 20 plus years. In Italy, we're traveling, we're seeing all these beautiful things, it's exciting. And at the beginning of the trip, people are asking me, Jean, are you worried about driving in Italy? And I'm like, well, no, it'll be fine, I know how to drive stick, it's good. She knows everything, she knows where we're going, we know what's happening. I skipped Florence. We went to Florence, that's where we rented the car and drove to Naples. We get the rental car, you know, it was questionable. It worked. Somebody else had clearly backed into and pulled a few probably hit and runs in Italy. I don't know that you really get a claim, and I was very excited, backing up a little bit then too. Get your international driver's license. That sounds very, very kind of sexy, doesn't it? International driver's license. So I go down to AAA, I'm like, give me my international driver's license, I'm driving in Italy, and I basically just take your picture and stick it on a thing, but it sounded good and it looked good on Facebook. So, you know, I got an international driver's license. We get the car, everything is, you know, one way, we manage, map it out, get to A3. And I don't understand the conversion for kilometers and mileage. I'm a bright girl, but none of this has been necessary. So we're figuring out, okay, 90 kilometers, that's where we need to be, but everyone else on the road is doing 120, which is about 100 miles an hour. Yeah. So to go and keep up, we're going, and it's good. You know, it feels good, the open road, countryside, it's beautiful. I don't mind the speed. What I found interesting was some of the cues to get out of the way. They drive in the middle of, they pull in a lane in front of you, and I'm like, what are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? She's like, I don't know. So it's like this Thelma and Louise going through Italy. We are approaching, oh yeah, it was a circus act. And then I'm getting on her, because I'm like, listen, you've got to take the scenic pictures. Yeah. Those turned out fabulous. Dashboards, sun visors. Ah, you were supposed to take the pictures. So that's a really big deal for me to document everything. So we're driving through, and we get to Naples, and as we were approaching Naples, it's a flashback of a much bigger version of driving into Atlantic City. It was squalor. It was like, wow, I was in awe. Not that I wasn't grateful to be there, but I was pretty stunned. And we don't know where to get off, because she went 2 years ago, so she had this all in memory, where we're going to get to our hotel. Let me tell you something. Has anybody been to Naples? Okay. Okay, well, I don't know if it's changed. I can't imagine it's gotten much better. The trash pickup is run by the mafia, so they have no trash service. So there's garbage everywhere, which was very, picture garbage everywhere, and you think people drive poorly in Virginia? Listen, I was paying homage, and when I got back home. So picture them giving a red alert right now. Everyone must leave Hampton Roads. Get in your car and go. Get out. Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel or 664. You've got to go. What do you think would happen? It would be mayhem. There would be no seatbelts. People would be losing their minds, beeping, pushing, cutting off, insane, and it was like this. So we're in Naples, we're on this cobblestone road, everything is one way. Where are we, Angie? I don't know. So we're doing fast, and stoplights are optional, and road lanes are optional. And I am not kidding you. This isn't some fool cuts you off and you want to learn Italian really well, or just, hey, the universal other language. Doesn't happen like that. So I look at her and I'm like, okay, that looks like a rental car. They have these little stickers. Maybe he's American. Guy takes off. This bike pulls up. You know, you're in a foreign country, you know, I don't know any Italian. She rolls down the window and I look over and these people on her motorcycle, she goes, excuse me, do you happen to speak English? And I looked at her. I'm looking at the back of her head and like, did she just start speaking British to these people? And so then they were like, no, they got their cigarette, they're on their motorbike, no. And I thought, what are we going to do? So I'm like, go. So we navigate our way. We manage to find this fort on a peninsula that she recognized. There's construction. So basically, after this insane time, we realized, okay, we're going to get to our hotel now. Parking the parking garage is a whole other nightmare. So you get out of the car, you're vibrating. I mean, you're just like, oh my God, we've lived through this. I'm driving stick. I'm going, win in Rome? Oh, absolutely not. Win in Naples. You better get it. There's no pausing. There's no panicking. You got to go. So the driving skills I acquired with the Datsun 310 GS 17, the ADIT 2D, the attitude plates, served me very well a few weeks ago. And then we found a lot of laughter over, she goes, did I just get a British accent? And I go, where'd that come from? So that night, after 3 bottles of wine, we found it very entertaining that my friend is now from Britain, we're in Italy, and isn't it wonderful about Will and Kate? Isn't it wonderful? So this whole trip, we found this insane laughter over this event. We managed to live through the trip, but ignorance was bliss because it was going to be this wind blowing in her hair, and it wasn't a commercial. Driving in the coast, you know, the coast of Positano was interesting with the hairpin curves, but we'll just stick with Naples for this part. I think that was more than enough. And so with the ignorance being bliss, think about a time, usually the planning is much more exciting, and it led up to, I'm grateful for the ignorance because there's absolutely no way I would have chosen that for myself. But now I have the experience I can share with you. Thank you.